Hello YouTube, this is the Florida Rider. It's time to continue on with Ask Me Anything. I believe this is installment 3 of my answers. And we'll pick up right from where we left off, which is with Wyvern Rider. He wanted to know what the first bike I rode was, whether I have any pets or not, and what advice I would give to first-time riders. So it's a 3-parter. The first bike I ever rode was one of those 250 cruisers that you get at the MSF course. Yep, that's right, I had never ridden a bike of any kind before then, and this goes to show you that they do actually know what they're doing and they can actually teach you how to ride, even if you're an absolute beginner. Oh, this looks nice. I wonder what they're going to put down here. Let's see, do I have any pets? I do not have any pets. Directly. I indirectly have 2 cats in the sense that they are my neighbor's cats. But when I sit outside, they always come over and say hi and let me play with them. And when I go in, they go home. So no, I do not have any pets. But I do like cats, and those cats are fun to play with. And finally, what advice would I give first-time riders or new riders? I'm going to go with the old cliche, ride your own ride, because, quite frankly, it's true. Don't be pressured by others to ride above your abilities. Take it easy. Increase your abilities as you feel safe doing. Don't feel that you have to reach the same level as other people either. There are some people who are just naturally talented for things and some people who aren't. Don't feel pressure to get a bigger bike immediately. A lot of those 250s and 300s from various companies are good bikes. And while you may think that you outgrow them in 3 or 4 months, which may or may not be true, I've never had one, so I don't really know. I know people who have been riding for quite a few years who still have them. So that is the advice that I would give a new or first-time rider. We'll move on to the second question once we pull over. And after we look at the view, everybody. This is my hood, and I love it. Looks like the next question comes from Jake 2 Wheels. What do you dislike most about our lovely state? You're about to find out, Mr. Jake 2 Wheels. Okay. First of all, I want to state that I do love Florida. And I even love the summer weather. Heat and humidity are no problem for me. I'd rather have heat and humidity than snow and cold. Where I live, we don't have too many mosquitoes, so that's not really a problem for me either. Traffic in my county is horrendous, but that's just because of how densely populated my county is. So, I'm going to say the thing that I dislike about Florida the most is the fact that nobody looks out for motorcycles. I belong to a few different Facebook groups, and at least once a week there's a death usually caused by a person in a car. Sometimes it's a drunk, sometimes it's an old person, sometimes it's someone like me or you. But the fact is that they didn't look, or they did not see the motorcycle, and now someone's mother, father, husband, wife, son, daughter is not going home. And to me, this is inexcusable. Now, I know that being on two wheels makes us all targets. And I know that we have to be very careful on two wheels. We have to be hyper aware of what's going on around us, like this fire engine. And even if you're as careful as possible, it could still happen. Now, it might be the sheer volume of motorcycles we have, or it might be the fact that I belong to groups that are centered around motorcycling, that it seems to happen all the time, but it's too much, especially this year. Not a week goes by here in Florida when we don't lose someone on a motorcycle. Now, it might not be a friend of mine, and luckily only one friend of mine has passed away, but usually I'm within 2 degrees of separation from that person. And it's not just the ones that are killed either, it's the ones who are hit and have difficult recoveries, are in the hospital for a very long time, because ultimately they sometimes lose their jobs. And what were they doing? They were riding, they were having fun like I am right now, and out of the blue someone ran a red light, or someone didn't see a stop sign or whatever, and bam, now their lives completely changed forever. So that, Mr. Jake Two Wheels, is what I dislike about Florida the most. Let's pull over and get another question. Salt the Wound. What's your full name, social security number, credit card number, and mother's maiden name? My full name is Salt XZ Wound. My social security number is 1. I don't have a credit card, and my mother's maiden name is Pepper. Thank you for your question, Mr. Wound. Okay, everybody, I'm off to work now. And as always, feel free to ask me more questions. I still have some left over from the first time that I will be answering. And you're welcome to leave questions on this thread or the old thread. Come on, Mr. Ford, do you want to go over? Nope, guess not. This is the Florida Rider signing off. Goodbye.